Due to strong language and sexual content, viewer discretion is advised. Today on an all-new Dr. Phil.
My kids don't go anywhere without me.
So I'm going to go see a sexual predator, so I'm going to take all my kids.
The Here Comes Honey Boo Boo scandal.
And who's in the middle?
It's Alana.
You took her to meet a registered sex offender.
The explosive Mama June interview.
Your daughter said, he did this to me. Why would you let him come around the girls knowing what he did?
A daytime exclusive.
I made a mistake.
People make mistakes. It's the cover-up and not the mistake that creates the biggest problem.
The controversy.
That picture right there has been photoshopped by a company.
Is tearing this family apart.
June is lying. She's been lying from the get-go. She's told everybody, oh, we haven't had sex. Yes, they have. I know where it was taken, at the hotel that her and Mark stayed at.
4 relationships you've had, 2 of them convicted of child molestation charges. All 4 of them have been in jail. Who you turning down?
Now.
He's a child molester, Mama.
You are convinced that he sexually molested your daughter.
Yes.
What is your understanding of what he did to her?
Mama June speaks out.
It was a breakout hit that turned a sassy 6-year-old pageant contestant into a household name, Honey Boo Boo, and launched her family into the pop culture stratosphere. But it's a scandal that has this family in the headlines for an entirely different reason. In a daytime exclusive, I will sit down for the first time with Mama June, the matriarch of this family, to ask the questions America wants answered. Her daughter, Alana Thompson, Honey Boo Boo, first gained attention with her over-the-top personality and live performance, energized by Go-Go Juice, a blend of Mountain Dew and Red Bull, on the TLC reality show Toddlers and Tiaras. From there came the spinoff, Here Comes Honey Boo Boo, which was one of the network's highest-rated shows.
Honey Boo Boo's real name is Alana Thompson.
Honey Boo Boo, Honey Boo Boo.
They are self-proclaimed rednecks.
How you get down the redneck style?
All my kids, they have their own, like, personality, you know, per se.
Oh,
And
God.
I just allow them to be who they are. Remember, don't speak
just
don't.
allow them to be whatever they are.
Whatever you do with your kids, make your kids number 1. No man, no woman, nothing. Your kids are number 1.
TLC canceled Here Comes Honey Boo Boo because of Mama June's alleged connection to a convicted sex offender.
It's bye-bye Boo Boo. These workers are dismantling TV lights and other gear at Honey Boo Boo's Georgia home after the controversial show was axed by TLC. The big question now is, will Honey Boo Boo's dad, David Thompson, known as Sugar Bear, fight for custody of his daughter after Mama June was accused of dating a convicted child molester?
Sugar Bear, were you upset at all about June having that guy around?
A little bit.
A friend of Sugar Bear's is quoted as saying he wants her out of that environment and knows the only way to do that is to get custody. Mama June's purported boyfriend, Mark McDaniel, actually went to jail for abusing another of her daughters. Photos obtained by TMZ reportedly show Mama June house hunting with McDaniel recently. They appear to contradict her claims that she is not dating him again and has not even seen him for 10 years.
It looks like a united front for a family in crisis.
The reality stars continue to deal with a troubling scandal.
The daughter who was molested, Anna Marie Cardwell, now 20, has relinquished the anonymity normally granted to sex crimes victims. Has spoken to People magazine. She says she told her mom at the time of the assaults, "Mama, he did that to me, and I can't do anything about it. You were never there to see it. You were always at work."
She was only 8 at the time, and she's conflicted. Why would her mom date a man who did this to her? And there's more. ET has confirmed through multiple family sources the Department of Child Services is in fact investigating Mama June as a result of these recent developments.
So, should Mama June's children be taken away from her?
You said the whole truth will come out on your side. What is the whole truth?
There's some truth and there's some lies that's out there, you know, and that's, you know, and then there's the truth in between that. So I just got tired of, I guess, a lot of the lies swirling around, and a lot of our fans who still support us today, they want to kind of hear my side, so I think that I owe it to the fans to say, okay, here's my side of the story, here's what went on. I'm not a perfect parent. I made a mistake, and now, you know, it's time to move on. I've told 100 times, the kids have said 100 times. I want the truth to know that I'm not in a relationship with Mark McDaniel. I'm not in a relationship at all. I have seen him twice. One time was by, you know, coincidence. We was in the mountains. His kids were there. I just happened to see him. At that time, I didn't say anything. The second time was, you know, maybe my mess up. I went to the county he was in. I made sure that, you know, there were the restrictions because he is a sex offender. I made sure because Pumpkin, my 14-year-old, which you'll meet later, he raised her from 2 months old to 6 years old. So she still today, even after I have told her that's not her father, she still believes in her heart because that's who raised her. That's her father.
Do you know it's not her father?
I know definitely because we met her when she was like 2 months old, yes.
All right, so you know that for sure, because I know on your show you said you didn't know who her father was.
We do. A shocker to probably my whole family and to everybody who did not know. Jessica and Pumpkin have the same father, which is Michael Ford. He hasn't had anything to do with Jessica in 18 years. So I didn't want to open that can of worms. He is also incarcerated after I met him. He is serving until 2026. I do not want to have any contact with him. I do not want to have contact with Mark. Then that made her want to see Mark more. She has open questions that she wanted to know. Why did he leave when she was 5 years old? Why did this happen? Why did that happen? It was a 10-minute conversation that she had with him, and she had her answers. That book is closed. I do not love him. I do not want to be with him. He is not around me. He has not been around me since that day.
You say that you have seen this individual
twice.
On 2 occasions.
Yes.
You said once you just kind of ran into him in the mountains.
Yes.
And you spent how much time talking to him there?
I didn't talk to him at all then.
Okay, so you didn't see him.
I seen him. I didn't say hello. He didn't say hello to me. I think it was kind of like we were both in shock.
He didn't speak to you?
No.
Okay. Then the second time you saw him was where?
I was out house hunting in a public place.
How did he get on this house hunting foray?
Because I went and gave 33 packs of diapers to his son, and he happened to be there.
How long were you all together then when he shows up at this house hunting trip?
Maybe 10 or 15 minutes he was there. Other than that, I hadn't had any contact.
So you haven't talked to him? You haven't seen him?
No.
You haven't, those 2 times?
No.
Walked up, no conversation?
No.
Then on that time?
Now, the second time, he said, hey, how you doing? I was nice, hey, how you doing? But I know there was other people there.
One thing I know for sure is that people make mistakes. The other thing I know for sure is that it's the cover-up and not the mistake that creates the biggest problem. I know that as sure as I'm sitting here, that Junius, people look at you and say, wow, bad decision. Bad decision for her to re-engage with a guy that's a convicted sex offender. Bad decision. If you were to step up and say, yeah, wow, you know, what the hell was I thinking? Really bad decision. I need to think about that. I need to make better choices in the future. I think that's a different situation than if you say, I didn't do it, I don't have contact, I didn't have a relationship, when in fact, you do. Because if you make a mistake and you own it, I think people are very forgiving. I think your fans are very forgiving. But I think if you make the mistake and then they feel like you blatantly lied to them about it, then they're less forgiving. I think people want you to be completely honest about what mistakes you have made so they can say, wow, she gets it. This picture, which I know you have seen.
And we have a thing showing that picture right there has been photoshopped by a company.
You're saying this picture right here is not real?
No, there's an email I have that picture, it proves that it has been photoshopped. He did tell me that I needed to try to get it from TMZ, but I have tried to do that, and TMZ refuses to give it to me because it was sold to them, and now it is property of theirs.
I know Harvey Levin that owns and operates TMZ, and I know him to not be a reckless person. I know him to do his homework. I know him to check his sources. And, you know, he'll put a headline on something to get attention and all that sort of thing.
I know.
But
I mean, he's always been really nice.
But he does his homework. And can you show me which part of the picture is photoshopped?
I mean, I don't, like I said, I honestly do not know, because if you look at me, I am totally laying in the bed. And if you see the full picture, he is fully dressed.
So you're saying these two pictures are the two times that you have seen him?
Yes.
This is...
It's the same house.
This is the same time.
That's the same house.
Yeah, so this is the same occasion.
Yes, that's the same house. That's the stairway.
And when were these taken?
I want to say around September, around in the middle of September.
You make a decision, and you say maybe it wasn't the right decision, but you made a decision. I've got a 14-year-old here that was raised by him from 2 to 6. She says, I have questions for him. Why did you leave?
She went 2 months. 2 months.
2 months to 6 years old.
Yes.
Okay, and she has questions for him, and she's now 14, and you say, all right, I'm going to let her ask the questions. All right, so you say, maybe not the best decision, but that's the decision you made.
Yes.
Okay, and you have no doubt in your mind, you are convinced that he sexually molested your daughter.
Yes, I mean, and I admitted that.
And in this picture, it's you, him, and who's in the middle there?
It's Alana.
You took her to meet a registered sex offender. You put her in his world. Your daughter, Anna, she said just a few days ago, I feel very hurt that Mama let him come around.
He's a child molester, Mama.
Why would you let him around the girls? What do you say to that? That's Alana.
Yes.
Okay, and she in this picture is 1 year older than Anna was when he aggressed against Anna. And you said you take Pumpkin for her to ask questions of him, but you also have Alana there, and she is right there, right in front of him.
My kids don't go anywhere without me 24 hours a day. And
so I'm going to go see a sexual predator, so I'm going to take all my kids.
No, I mean, that wasn't why I said, let's go take, all my kids or whatever. That day I went, all my kids were there.
She didn't know him. She was born while he was in prison.
Yes. All he said to her was, hey, and that was it.
So you introduced her to a registered sex offender.
She pretty much doesn't know that anything about, like, the past or anything like that.
But you took her to meet a registered sex offender. You put her in his world. He now has her in his crosshairs. He's seen her. He's met her.
But I mean, he doesn't see her now. No.
If you had that to do over again, would you take Alana there to meet?
I mean, I probably wouldn't take even Pumpkin there, because honestly, like I said before, yeah, I mean, I made a mistake. No parent is perfect. People make a mistake. I made a mistake.
Well, your daughter, Anna, I want to read you one of the things that she said just a few days ago. She said, it's Mama's fault. She has to live with it. She has brung the past back, and now she can't get it away. I'm mad, I'm upset, I feel betrayed, I feel very hurt. That's the main thing I am. I feel very hurt that Mama let him come around. It's like she's happy, she's smiling.
And laughing and giggling when he was around, and knowing the fact, he's a child molester, Mama. He did this to me. Why would you let him come around the girls knowing what he did?
And Mama was like, oh, he never done it to another girl.
As far as I know, it's never happened to another person. As far as I know.
Let's go back up here. It's like she's happy. She's smiling and giggling when he's around.
No. And me and Anna has talked about this. I've told Anna how sorry I am. We talk almost every day. I told her, I said, look, Anna, I'm going to give you your space. If you want to come talk to me, I'm always here. We've talked, several times. She sent messages.
Okay, well, I know you've talked several times, but she also said it's like she's happy, she's smiling and giggling when he's around. She says, he's a child molester, Mama. He did this to me. Why would you let him around the girls? What do you say to that?
And I told her several times that I'm sorry that I made the bad choice. I've told her this.
She said, I would look at him in disgust.
I would look at him in disgust, either spit in his face, put his feet, and say, you leave, or I'm going to call the cops. Because you're not supposed to be here, because you know what you did. Why be here? Knowing when you're not supposed to be.
That's what she says she would say to him, but yet you bring him around and laugh and giggle with him. She feels betrayed.
I know that. That's what she told me.
Do you make that up to her? How do you fix that?
The only way that I can fix that is, you know, constantly apologize to her and just to be there for her through the situation and, you know, try to move on from the situation. I mean, I know it's hard to move on because it's like she feels like she's reliving it again, but it's like, too, in some instances, you know, she's lied about certain things, too.
Anna came to you and told you this, that what he had done, and you didn't believe her.
For 5 years, I was with this guy that I never suspected. I worked night shift, he worked day shift, okay? I worked at a McDonald's, he worked at a security job. We're sitting there eating, they're busting down the door like a drug bust. I don't get any information, the cops don't tell me what's going on. I'm like, what the hell? You know, you're busting into my house, and what the hell is going on? They're looking, you know, around, they want to know who's all there. I'm like, there's nobody there. He gets locked up. I even call the jail won't tell me why he's locked up, anything. I did not know for a couple months what he was actually locked up for.
Well, Anna told you.
No, Anna did not tell me. My mother did not tell me what he was accused of. I did not know Anna's side of the story until she moved in with me 2.5 years ago. 2.5 years ago, that's when I knew the story.
Well, she says when she told you, you did not believe her.
When my mother, not Anna, told me, I was like, a person I'd been with for 5 years, I don't know if that person could do that. Now that Anna has told me 2.5 years ago, I believe it.
But you didn't believe your mother when she told you.
Because when she first told me being with somebody for 5 years, I guess it was kind of like a shock.
She was in denial, and I feel she's still in denial. I said, there is no way anybody could have thought up what was going to happen to her unless it actually happened to her.
I wanted to talk to Anna to get her side of the story, but I was never able to up until 2.5 years ago.
Why wasn't Anna with you?
Anna was born in 2004. I'd lived with my mom off and on when my stepdad was dying. My mother was like, your stepdad's last dying wish is to have Anna here. Well, he died 8 months later, you know. And then her excuse was, oh, I can't live by myself. You know, Anna's got to be here. She had what they call temporary guardianship, enough to be able to put her in school, see medical records, take her to the doctor.
Kind of guardianship?
Because in the state of Georgia, you have to have temporary guardianship for her to be able to go to school. And the temporary
for her to go to school in that district?
Yes.
Well, your mother says that she thought you were in denial at the time and that you're still in denial.
When she first told me, yes, I was. I'm not in denial now, no.
But what is your understanding of what he did to her? Well, your mother says that she thought you were in denial at the time and that you're still in denial.
When she first told me, yes, I wasn't. I'm not in denial now, no.
What is your understanding of what he did to her?
That he touched her in inappropriate places, made her watch videos and stuff, you know, and different things that, you know, Anna was telling me about.
And so you knew a fair amount about it, which is why
after 2.5 years ago.
Which is why a lot of people are shocked that you would let this guy within 100 miles of you or any of your children. And you say you have no relationship with him.
No.
Why did TLC cancel your show? This is a hit show. They get a hit television show. They don't want to cancel it. This was painful for them to cancel this show.
I mean, honestly, and this is truthful, we knew to get through October the 19th was season 3A. The kids were acting like, you know, they wasn't into it anymore because we've been doing it for 2.5 years. You could tell it on tape. I could tell it. I was telling them. We went on break, and I want to say that Monday before we went back on, we came back off of, you know, the break. That's when they had called and says, look, we're going to cancel the show. And I'm going to tell you, to be honest, I have nothing bad to say about TLC. They have been good to me. They still are very good to me. The rumor is that I was not going to get paid with the show. I did get paid through whatever was owed to me through the show. My kids got paid in their trust funds. Sugar Bear got paid. Everybody got paid that was owed from the show. They are still taking care of the girls today with tutoring, which I'm very, very grateful for. They're taking care of some other things for the girls I'm very, very grateful for. And I'm grateful for the experience. I'm grateful for meeting fans. We went to be able to take the kids on a family vacation, something that we haven't been able to do. But honestly, after 2.5 years, you could tell the girls were starting to get wore down. You could tell that they were starting to not want to do it anymore. And I had mentioned that to the production company, because the production company says, well, do y'all want us to pull out right now? Do y'all want us to stop filming? I think that had a big decision to do with it also. It wasn't just...
So do you think this was an excuse?
No, I don't. I mean, I think this has something to do with it, but I don't think it was the full decision of why the show did not go to 3
So do you think they canceled this show because of your relationship with a registered sex offender or not?
I mean, I think that had to do a part of it, but I don't think that was the full extent of why the show got canceled.
TLC gave the following statement to USA Today. TLC has canceled the series, Here Comes Honey Boo Boo, and ended all activities around the series effective immediately. Supporting the health and welfare of these remarkable children is our only priority. TLC is faithfully committed to the children's ongoing comfort and well-being. You say this picture's photoshopped?
Yes.
You know whether you were in that bed or not. You don't need to talk about whether it was photoshopped or not. You know whether you were in that bed, and I'm not, there aren't any children in this picture.
No.
There's no crime taking place here.
No.
There's no culpability here in terms of that. Well, but you don't need to talk about what it looks like. You know whether you were there or whether you weren't.
No, I wasn't. And I mean, if I was there, I'd say, yeah, I was.
Is that you? Where did they get that image? What were you doing there?
There is a picture that is similar to me laying in the bed with Sugar Bear. You know, I'm deep down in the bed.
This picture has to exist somewhere, just this part, if they've added in the other part.
Yeah, I mean,
like
Alana, like, takes, like, pictures, like, all the time, like, on her iPad and stuff like that. And so, like...
Well, have you looked to find this picture?
There is a picture that I've even showed, like, Sugar Bear that's similar to that one on her iPad, yes.
Yeah, because that would help to find that. Do you know where that is? Do you know the wall? Can you see from the pattern there where that is? Where you are? Is that in your house?
No, I don't have a backboard on my bed. My backboard is that's bed sheets.
And you're saying that you've never been in this pose with him ever. So 1, 2, 3, 4 relationships you've had, 2 of them have been convicted of child molestation charges. All 4 of them have been in jail. Who are you turning down? You're saying that you've never been in this pose with him ever?
No.
Not now, not 10, 12 years ago, not any time?
No, because like they even asked like years ago, I said, not that I know of that I've ever been in that kind of pose.
The question of the hour I would have on my mind if I were you is there getting ready to be a major push by the state to challenge your parenthood of your children? Do you think that's going to happen?
I can't talk about that issue because I was told by them not to talk about that issue. The only part I can say is that they're not saying that they're in an unsafe environment. I did have to sign something with them saying that I would not have Alana or Pumpkin around Mr. McDaniel, which I did explain to her that it's not going to happen again. You know, we're not together. I don't want to be with him. Ever since all this went down, Sugar Bear has been back in the home since, you know, everything has came out in the open to be supportive for the kids, not just the kids, but like myself and everything else.
Did he cheat on you?
He has admitted to cheating to other girls, to text messages, to talking to the girls, meeting other girls, and that was a big reason why we broke up back in September.
Why get back with him now?
I didn't say that, you know, we was going to get back together. I just know that he wants to try to get his family back together. He has admitted that to several people that he wants to try to work on getting him and me and the girls back together. But it's like I told him, nobody ever knows the future.
Are you in love with him?
I love Sugar Bear to the extent that he's the father of Alana. As far as being in love with him, I think with all the cheating that he's done, he knows that I have fell out of love, and I told him that.
Have you cheated on him?
No, I don't do that.
Was it a betrayal for you to talk to Mark, someone that you had been in a relationship with before?
No, we was not together when that transpired, no.
As a mother, do you consider it your job to protect your children?
Anybody who knows me as a mother knows that my kids are #1 in my life.
Looking back, did you fail to protect Anna?
I do in a way feel like I failed to protect Anna, but I didn't know. And I mean, and she admitted that too. I was at work when all this happened, so I knew nothing about the incident. She never did come to me, anything, the whole time it was happening.
Can you protect Pumpkin now?
Yeah, I mean, I can protect Pumpkin, I can protect Alana. I mean, you know, I can protect Jessica, even though she's 18.
You know, we all make choices, and you know, you were involved with Anna's father. He had brushes with the law. I've known him ever since, like, kindergarten. He was arrested for stealing a handgun. He was arrested for stealing cigarettes.
That was when I was not talking to him.
Jessica's father.
He's doing time now.
He was arrested in '05 for sexual exploitation of a child, registered sex offender, and he's in jail again now.
Yes.
Till 2026?
Yes. And has nothing to do with Jessica.
Then Mark McDaniel, child molestation, 10 years in jail, relationship with you. So 1, 2, 3 people that you've had a relationship with, 2 child molesters, 3 in jail. Then Sugar Bear spends 5 years.
For taking a charge for his brother.
Well, he spends 5 years convicted of robbing campsites and setting fire to a campsite. So 1, 2, 3, 4 relationships you've had. 2 of them have been convicted of child molestation charges. All 4 of them have been in jail.
Well, the 2...
Who you turning down?
Even when I met Mark back in 2000, he had not had an arrest record.
But you don't think he just started after he met you, do you?
I wasn't with him before that. I can't tell you that.
Well, but what does common sense tell you? That's what I'm asking. So 1, 2, 3, 4 relationships you've had. 2 of them have been convicted of child molestation charges. All 4 of them have been in jail.
Well, the 2...
Who you turning down? If you're picking these guys,
the first 2, David, I was not with him when he was getting in trouble. That was when he was in his wild, younger days. We stopped talking.
Point. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4 guys.
I mean, we stopped talking a long time ago.
But all 4 of them been to jail. 2 of them convicted of child molestation. Does that seem odd to you?
I mean, everybody's got. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean. I don't have a perfect past either.
Well, but 4 out of 4. I mean, 4 guys, all 4 doing jail time. 2 of them child molesters.
Not everybody I've been with has been in jail. No, not everybody I've been in a relationship.
You got 3 fathers, plus 1 that you are in a scandal with right now.
Well, I mean, we're not in a scandal because I'm not with him.
So your selection of men could improve.
Well, I mean,
is it just slim pickings down this part of Georgia? I mean, what is it?
No, I mean, like I said, I mean, David and Michael, and even when I met Mark back in 2000, he had not had an arrest record up until the incident in 2004 when he got locked up for.
But you don't think he just started after he met you, do you?
What do you mean?
Well, an average child molester will have anywhere between 40 and 75 victims in their life.
I wasn't with him before that. I can't tell you that.
Well, but what does common sense tell you is what I'm asking you.
I mean, common sense tells me that you could, a molester can do it again, but then I've heard child molesters can be what they call rehabilitated.
It depends on a case-by-case basis. Depends on what treatment they go through. I don't know what treatment Mark has gone through.
I don't know either.
You know, I don't know, but as a mother, I'd want to find out. Well, let me ask you something. Your source of income has been this television show, so what happens now?
There's money put back that I was smart and I put back for myself that I could live on for a while. The girls' futures are secure to enough to where they can pay for college.
You know, Anna has alleged that you have rifled her trust fund, and she had a $30,000 trust fund that you rifled. At one point, she said you used the money to buy a car for Mark. You said that that's absolutely not true.
I gave her $475 for a cell phone bill. Her cell phone bill alone is $475 a month because she cannot stop buying games, buying music. Plus, I give her $400. First, I was giving her $400 a month. I didn't have to give her that until she turned 21. And then I've got a cashier's check I can show you that I sent her, which was the rest of the money in her account.
If this isn't a break and this show doesn't come back in some form, it doesn't return in some way, what's next for you?
We live our life as we normally lived it.
What was the last job you had before you did the show?
I worked at the fast food in front of us.
The what?
The fast food is like a convenience store in front of us. But also before then, I was on disability because you wouldn't know it. I'm legally blind. I'm totally blind in this eye and legally blind in this eye. I've been that way all my life. And finally in 08, I went completely blind in this eye.
What do you say to the haters?
The haters are gonna hate. That people who hate us don't really know us. And then the lie is now that I try to commit suicide by taking counter pills with Alana. I have never had a suicidal bone in my body. I would never take pain pills. I don't take, I don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. All right. Southern girl to Southern boy, straight up.
Okay.
You are not involved with this man.
No.
You do not have this predator in or around your children.
No.
No how, no spin, no secrets.
No.
Absolutely. You are not involved with this this man.
No. No. No.
You've spent a little bit of time with Mark McDaniel, right?
Yeah. Because there's a lot of questions. I wanted to actually know for sure if he did what he did.
And when you asked him, did he give you honest answers? Well, Sugar Bear, how are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah? Now, you two split up recently, right?
Yes, sir.
And why?
Basically because of me. I couldn't leave the women on Facebook and texting alone. I want to try to change that now.
You're back in the house.
I'm back in the house, helping take care of things and taking her where she needs to go because she don't drive.
Do y'all have any romantic relationship right now?
No, sir.
No.
How do you feel about the show being canceled?
In a way, I'm glad it's canceled, but in another way, I'm not because, you know, it was making a future for the kids, and now, of course, they still got a future, but, you know, it sadly is ended now.
At this point, you support her in the position she's taken, that she doesn't have a relationship with this guy. You believe her. You're 100% behind her. You agree with her? You support her?
Yes, sir. I agree with her and support her.
And you haven't seen her with this guy ever?
I haven't seen her, I mean, except for pictures. I've had several people tell me, yeah, they've been together, but her and the girls tell me no, they only met on them 2 occasions, and that was the last time, and that's the way I look at it. I believe her.
And if the show doesn't come back and stays gone and everything, are you going to continue to do pageants?
She really misses the stage, to be honest, but right now, I mean, the dresses are expensive. They're $2,500. They're, you know, just for glitz dress. I mean, you can spend, I mean, when them mamas tell you they spend $4,000 and $5,000 a weekend, you spend $4,000 or $5,000 a weekend, easily.
And you care about those girls. You want them to be happy. And
I care about them girls and her, too.
And Pumpkin's going to come in and join us.
Yeah.
Hi, come in. Dr. Phil, how are you? Have a seat right here. What's the biggest lie that you want people to quit thinking about, quit talking about?
Is that my mom was dating a sex offender.
And you know that to not be true.
Yeah.
How do you know it's not true?
Because I'm with my mama 24/7.
You're there all the time.
Yeah.
Right? Do you have a relationship with your sister, Anna?
No, at all.
Do you not know her well?
I know her, but my thing is if we're supposed to be your family, then why would you go about what someone else says and you would just listen to them and not listen to what your mama has to say?
You've spent a little bit of time with Mark McDaniel, right?
Yeah.
And how much time did you spend with him?
Well, when I was 3 months old until I was 4. That's how I got the nickname Pumpkin, was from him.
Yeah. And then when he got out of prison, you've seen him, what, one time?
Yes.
How long did you spend with him then?
just a couple, like an hour.
Were you curious?
I was, because there's a lot of questions. Like, when you're 5 years old, you don't understand when somebody's getting locked up. I mean, I had a lot of questions. Like, I asked Mama what happened. You know, I mean, I guess that I wanted closure on actually who he was. I wanted to actually know for sure if he did what he did.
And when you asked him, did he give you honest answers?
I didn't ask him because, I mean, I wanted to, but I didn't. Because I feel like this kind of, I guess that's not something you ask somebody.
I understand. Did you feel better after that meeting? Did you
Yes.
feel like you got what you went after?
Yes.
So in terms of your experience, what she did was helpful to you?
Yes. Because I asked her, the whole 10 years while she's been with Sugar Bear, I've asked her.
Yeah, she's been asking.
Can I at least, even if it's 5 minutes, it's a minute, just as long as I see him and I know. Well, I asked Mama, and she was like, well, yes, you can. And I never thought, if I knew it would blow up as big as it is now, I would have never asked.
Everything that's happened downstream is not on you.
Yeah.
That is not on you. Those are decisions that are made by adults. That is not on you, and don't put that on yourself.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you, for an example, if your daughter asked you to go meet somebody like Mark, would you let him? I'm going to ask you, for an example, if your daughter asked you to go meet somebody like Mark, would you let him?
No. Yeah, I'm frank to tell you, I wouldn't put my child in the presence of that person. If they had questions, I might let them ask me the questions, and I might allow those to be proffered through a counselor or a probation officer, but there is no way that I would allow my child to get around someone that I know had attacked and aggressed against one of my other children, and you did what you did, and at this point you have some answers that have helped you, and so it's been a positive for you. But there is no theory under which he should be contacting you in any way, for any reason, under any circumstance. Do you agree with that? If he reaches out to her, she should let you know immediately.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to do that. I think that was a like I said, like she said, it was a closure for her.
Fair enough. Mama June, thank you so much.
Have a safe
Sugar Bear,
flight.
thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Pumpkin, thank you so much. We've spoken to TMZ, and they stand by the integrity of their images 100%. Tomorrow, we have a daytime exclusive with Honey Boo Boo's Uncle Poodle, who says that Mama June is a liar, and he wants to expose the truth.
Tomorrow, Uncle Poodle responds to Mama June's interview.
June is lying. She's been lying from the get-go. She's told everybody, oh, we haven't had sex. Yes, they have. They went upstairs to the fourth floor and literally had a sexual relationship up there. When they came back, they actually talked about it in front of Alana. I don't care if you go out and have sex with 100 sex offenders. Do not drag my 9-year-old niece and my 14-year-old stepniece involved in this. They're kids.
The controversy.
You've seen it with your own eyes. Alana curled up in bed with Mark.
And June, yes. They were both in the bed. She's telling everybody, oh, the photos are Photoshopped. I know where it was taken at the hotel that her and Mark stayed at.
Why do you think she's lying about this?
She's afraid she's going to lose her kids.
That's tomorrow.
This is his first sit-down interview speaking out on the scandal that rocked his family. You do not want to miss this. So what grade are you in?
I'm a 4.
Fourth, all right. I have to show you something. These are my grandbabies. That's my little granddaughter right there. Her name's Avery. Isn't she cute?
Oh, no. She got blonde hair like you.
That's her with her grandmother, Robin.
That's the lady who walks out with them every night, every day whenever we watch the show.
Every day. Well, it's good to meet you.
Tell them thank you.